Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to cut a palazzo pants with pockets. So stay with me. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is to take my the width of my measurements. For the width of my measurements, I'm going to be using the largest measurement, which is my hip measurement. My hip measurement is 35. The 35 divided by 2 is 17.5, but 17.5. The 17.5, instead of measuring the 17.5, I'm going to be using 30 inches, which means I'm adding about 12.5 inches. So I'm going to be using 30, between 29 to 30 inches. That is what I'll be using for the wideness like this because it's folded into two. I'm trying to get my accurate measurement because this material is really shaky. So I'm trying to get my accurate measurement first. Then after getting it, I'll fold it again. So that will be folded into four places. So the next thing I want to do is to measure my length. So the length of my trouser is 42 inches. So 42 inches for this one is going to be having a 2-inch band. So I'm going to deduct 42 minus 2 plus 1.5. So I'm going to be measuring 41.5 inches all around, which is what I'm doing right now. So the next thing I want to do is to take my waist measurement, my hip, my crotch, and all that. So my waist measurement is 28 divided by 4, which is 7. So I'm adding 1.5 inches as seam allowance for the crotch and the side. So now the next thing I want to do is to measure my crotch length. So for my crotch length, I'll be using, you see, I left 2 inches at the top. I'm using 11 inches for my crotch length. So after measuring my crotch, the next thing I want to do is to measure my hip length. So for my hip length, I'm going to be using 9 inches. So I left 2 inches at the top and then I marked my 9 inches. So my hip is also 34 inches divided by 4, which is 8.5 plus 1.5 inch. That would give us 10. So I'm going to be marking my 10 inch. So I found out that I thought that, oh, why did I mark 7 points like the waist? So at the waist side, I marked the same measurement of my hip, which is 10 inches, also at the waist. So you're marking 10 inches all through to your hip side. Yes, that is what I did. After marking the 10 inches at the waist side, I had to redraw the line so that it will be visible enough. Then the next thing to do is go back to my waist side and deduct 2 inches from it, or 1.5 inch, because the other time it was 8.5, right? Yeah, it was 8.5. So I deducted 1.5 inches from the waist and then joined it to the hip part. So the next thing is to go to my thigh. So you can see me trying to um cover out my crotch. So after doing that, I'm going to go down to my length to the bottom of my trouser. I'm taking half inch on both sides, and then I'll join it to my hip and join it to my crotch like so. Sorry guys, the struggle with this clothes. My chalk is not that visible, so I have to like manage just follow my instructions. So after doing all that, the next thing is to, cut out my fabric. So I just cut out my fabric. So the next thing I want to do is to cut out my trouser. Sorry, I said trouser. Is to cut out my pockets. So to cut out my pockets, I'm going to go to the top of my I'm picking two out of these four pieces I cut out. So out of that two, I'll go to the waist side and measure, go in by 2 inches like that by the sides, not by the crush. So after going by 2 inches, I'll measure how my hand can fit in. By I figured my hand is fitting at 6 inches. So what I'll do now is to measure that out and then cut it out slantly. Sorry guys, my camera went off, so I had cut out my pocket already. So what I did is measure my pocket length. I used 12 inches. For the width, I used 8.5. And then on that side, I used the same 6 inches that I cut out from the main trouser. And then after that, you can see that I already labeled it as left and right. So I'm going to bring out the trouser that I cut out to just show you how it's going to be placed after you have finished sewing it. After finish sewing it, this is how it is supposed to be. So you'll be able to put your hands in like that. So guys, for the band, the length of this, the wideness, like the width, the round width is 30, and then the wideness is supposed to be 2. I used 4, so if I fold this, it's going to be 2. So that will be the end of the class. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Bye.